exciting episode of the Extraordinary Man Podcast, and you guys are witnessing your hosts, Phil Jones, and state your name.
Midas, make sure you put a king in front of that. Let's go.
As we stated in the last episode, if you caught that, I will no longer be saying I am the host and we're featuring King Midas because that's not how this is. We are the hosts of the Extraordinary Man Podcast, and it's going to be that way indefinitely from now until the I'm joking, from the infinity. So because of that, we are coming to you guys with a great financial topic today. Midas, you want to fill them in?
Yeah, so today we're going to talk about the best, at least I feel, the best strategies for the working man or working class.
So we came up with this topic, really just sitting here thinking about our own finances. We represent the working class. We are not somebody that is trying to sell you guys on a financial guru course. We're not here trying to tell you stuff that we don't know or that we don't particularly live ourselves. We are family men. We have children. I got a child going into high school as we speak. Mm-hmm. I have to start getting prepared for her financial, not start, but I've been preparing for her financial future. Teaching about credit, teaching her about how to properly use a debit card, which in most cases is never to use a debit card. But with all that is worth, we wanted to just share some of our actual life experiences with you guys. This by no means should be taken as advice, but is being taken as strategies that we use that have worked for us, that if you actually tried it out for yourself, it may work for you.
Mm-hmm. That's it. See y'all on the next one.
Shout out to that. We're done. No, so one thing that I say for sure, that if I can't say anything else, is that you have to understand something. When it comes down to saving, right? Everybody says save, 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 save. And to those who don't say save, you have financial experts, gurus, whatever have you, that will tell you save your money. Save, 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 save. Save for that big investment. Save for this, save for that. Then you'll have other ones that will tell you, no, you got to start putting your money in assets and doing this, that, and the third in order to start accruing interest on that money and everything. And let me tell you something. Everybody is right. Everybody is right. There's no wrong way to prepare your financial future other than to not prepare. So one thing that I wanted to get off into it is I want to talk to you guys about understanding your money. Everybody does not make the same amount of money because we don't all have the same skill sets, nor do we bring in the same income. We don't live in the same states that have the same taxes and other situations. So you have to be very cognizant of understanding your money. Generally, when I have any conversation with people talking about the concept of money, usually after you dig a couple of layers into them, you come to the realization why they're broke.
Yeah.
Now, Midas, I know you've had recent conversations with this to where you've given, not necessarily advice, but you've given like counsel as far as things that you actively have done that have made you a successful businessman. And once you dig a couple of layers deep, then you find out what they tell you is the reason. Well, they don't even tell you what the reason is. You just find what the roadblock is that they don't want to. Like, go ahead and talk about that a little bit.
So I definitely have come across situations where nobody is really kind of giving you, the ins and out on how to maneuver within these money markets, how to actually, activate fully the flow of your money. And I actually had a conversation, and I'll start with a recent one. I'm not going to say no name. It was a private conversation. And I was talking with the young man about basically, why he's broke. Okay. This man makes at least $200,000 a year, but his bank account is negative. Okay. So I sat down with him, went through everything. Okay. I think one problem that people have is that they calculate their gross as their income. Yes, but we're looking at what's actually hitting your account. Okay. So let's focus on the net. Let's look at your net. Okay. I ran through his account. looked at everything. Okay, you got this going on. You got this going on. Are you watching Hulu? Okay, let's get rid of that. Are you do you work with Prime? Or you watch Prime? You got Prime the service, but do you actually watch Prime the TV? Those are two different Primes. No? Okay, then let's cancel that. You went out to such and such, such and such, such and such 4 times in a week. There's $100 right there. So you know what I'm saying? When it really took like a lot of that within myself and trying to pry information out of other people to try to how to navigate this whole financial situation. So a lot of it, yeah, was kind of self-taught, and a lot of it was information that I gained over time once I got in contact with individuals that seen that I was serious about what I was trying to do.
You know, along with that is like just giving yourself an assessment of certain circumstances. What'll ultimately end up happening is a lot of times when you're having conversations with people, especially from a place that you've been yourself. Like, I know this area intimately because it's someplace that I've been. Like, I've
Mhm.
been so broke. And I don't mind telling people this. I was so broke at one point in time that I was literally like living off of $4 a day. I would start my day off with dollar double cheeseburger at McDonald's and a dollar fry. And then I would end my night with like a dollar McChicken and a dollar fry. And that's how I ate. Because I had poor money skills. I was drinking heavily, smoking cigarettes after paying bills and supporting my vices. I had nothing left over. And it wasn't even so much for the fact that because I worked multiple jobs. I passed up on management opportunities when they were given to me. I didn't prioritize any aspect of my financial future at a point in time. I had burned up a bank account. I was in check systems for 5 years. So, like, literally, I was living out of a savings account. So, of course, you don't have a Visa, MasterCard logo on your card. And again, I'm kind of aging myself because this is things that the younger generation might not understand. But I had to go and actually withdraw money from my savings account just to have cash. And if you're like me, cash will evaporate out of your hand just like that. Like, you don't even realize, you don't even see it going. So a great deal of the decisions that I made was self-inflicted. And because of that, I was living so poorly, dietarily and otherwise, that eventually it came to a point to where I had to say, man, something is wrong. Something is very wrong. Well, mindset was one of the main things. One understanding the mindset is like, I always hate when I hear the gurus talk about this because this is kind of their major shtick. But it's true. What you condition your mind to see will ultimately predicate your reality. If you cannot envision yourself in a financially stable situation, you won't be in one. Doesn't matter how much money comes into your hands, you will be broke at a different tax bracket. Every increase that you make,
For
every new
sure.
job, every update that happens, you will just emulate the same broke behaviors with more money.
Absolutely. Yeah. If you can't handle $100, you can't handle $100,000.
You'll treat it the exact same way.
You're treated the exact same way. If anything, your lifestyle is going to increase. So you're going to add more, And I want to make sure, what I'm saying, as we move forward, this is a safe space. You know, a lot of us are going through this situation to where we only work with $4 a day. I went months only eating peanut butter and crackers and water. You know what I'm saying? My bank account, I burnt up a bank account. I was also in check systems. License was suspended for like 4 years. I did it all. You know what I'm saying? But just want to make sure that you can talk about your problems and issues here. This is a safe space. Okay. So that's why we're open and transparent with you guys about these situations and how we got ourselves out of it, how we got back on the right track. So just want to put that out there. Make sure that everybody know that when you come in here, this is a safe space for you.
In particular, and it's the reason why I feel so open about expressing my, I guess you can call them my loser days. I have no problem expressing them, primarily because of the fact that there was a point in time to where I couldn't get a bad credit card. I couldn't get a secured card. You know, outside of having my identity stolen, it's like I was just irresponsible all the way through and through. Like there was no reason why a lot of the decisions that I made, and a lot of the things that I did. But it's like I believed in a lot of pipe dreams, but I didn't believe them enough to see them all the way through to the end. I didn't hustle hard enough. I passed up on opportunities because, and just this word to the wise for the young people, please. Whether you guys like consider yourselves artists or whatever that you guys are doing, one thing I want to tell y'all is that I have no doubt in anybody being able to be successful, but the mentality of passing up on opportunities that are presenting themselves now to keep yourself available for when those opportunities present themselves later, it is stupid. It is stupid. If you are thinking to yourself that I'm going to just keep doing the bare minimum solely to make sure that I am free and able to do this thing when it transitions, that's not a hustler's mentality.
Mm-hmm.
You have a finite window of working years to where you can start developing and building yourself. If you don't have the money and you don't have the backing into the thing that you want to do, I don't care how you feel about it, I don't care how good you think you are, you need to have a backup plan just in case that thing doesn't go.
For sure. And I think that um yeah, absolutely nothing wrong with you wanting to pursue a dream, anything like that. But right here, right now, a lot of emphasis needs to get put on something that is cashing you out right here, right now. Okay. If clocking in, clocking out is what's feeding you and giving you a check right here, right now, we're gonna put a lot of emphasis on that. Okay. Yes, we're still going to work on our side hustle, our dream, our entrepreneurial, whatever, insert whatever here, but you really need to put a lot of emphasis into what's giving you the bread right now.
And on top of that, one thing that I want to definitely make sure that we emphasize when we're saying these things, that these things aren't judgments. These things are based off of our real life experiences. So somebody else may tell you something that is contrary to what we're telling you. As I said in the opening part of this podcast, everybody's right. Your walk is your walk. You make the decisions based on what you think that it'll be best for your life. I'm not qualified to tell you how to manage your life because you may not want my life. You
Mhm.
may want somebody else's life. You may want your own life based off of how you envision it. Only thing that we're doing is giving you a perspective of saying that based on what we've seen, go this route because this route worked for us.
Mhm.
And if you walk this route quicker than we did and you don't have to do the stumbles and bumbles that we made, we want to see you get to where we are in our 30s in your 20s because it's
Yeah,
very possible.
absolutely. I want you to get there way faster.
So now let's go ahead and get off into a couple of ideas as far as or a couple of strategies just from what we've done or what we plan to do and how it works. So you want to go or you want me to go first?
I could start, what you want to like kind of like fire back.
We can go back and
So,
forth.
all right. So my first one that I would like to start off with, that I think is a solid route. And again, please take note that this is not financial advice. Please go seek a financial advisor or fiduciary that can help you. We're simply giving you pretty much tips as to what we did and how we were able to move forward in our life. So, what I would like to present to y'all is look for stable stock that provide dividends. I would start there.
Now, why would you make that suggestion?
I would make that suggestion because stable stocks are going to be your prime stocks. These are pretty much stocks that you're going to look to as to they're always going to be there no matter what. These are gonna definitely be a prime company that is you don't have to worry about the doors closing. And it's not to say that it won't ever happen, but companies that have been around for 100 plus years, they have a lot of time in. They have a multi-billion-dollar plus market cap. They dividend yield, 2%, 3%, 5%, a nice decent yield, but for a fact that that dividend is gonna be there because of the prestige of that company. So that's why I started with that or chose that.
I like that a lot. I like that a lot. You see, along with some of these things, what you want to do is you want to start looking along the lines of, and let me just put this out here. One of the things that I make the suggestion of is before you start thinking about investments, because the biggest thing that somebody's going to say is, oh, well, I don't make enough money. I don't make enough money. I don't make enough money. Oh, I'm living to my bare minimum. Rent is so high. Groceries are so high. And I agree. However, the point that I do disagree with most people on is the fact that there's something that the spending can be cut on. You don't have to have the latest up-to-date cell phone. You don't have to pay that month to month $20, $30. You can go get you a basic cell phone and deal with that for 2 years. You can go get a base model phone for $400, $300, and just deal with that for 2 years. You don't have to drive the most updated car. You can get you a used car and just rock out with that for a couple of years. Sometimes you have to think about it that the decisions that we make outright put us in a lot of binds to where it's never really even the amount of money that we make versus the amount of money that we spend out. So you have the $400 car note, the $200 insurance. You have the cell phone that you're paying monthly on. That's like $40 with T-Mobile or AT&T, whoever you're getting it from. You have all of these little things, the Hulus, the Netflix, and the entertainment packages and stuff. It's like you're so leveraged in subscription-based everything. So alongside from your basic necessities, when you look at how much food are you consuming, how much food are you consuming? That's a big one. When you think to yourself, it's like, okay, well, I go to the grocery store and I stock my refrigerator and I still go to McDonald's. I still go to Red Lobster. I still have to have a Chipotle bowl. Sometimes you have to just really sit there and look at the nuances and say, well, I could have saved $20 by not going to Chipotle. I could have saved like $40 by not going to Red Lobster. When I go out to certain restaurants like Cheesecake Factory and other ones, it's kind of customary to tip. So even that $5, $6, whatever tip that I gave is still money that I'm just letting flow out of my pocket. Unnecessary credit card spending, you're accruing interest on the back end for every time that you're using those credit cards. So literally for what was $400, by the time you're done paying it incrementally, you might have double paid for that same credit card debt.
Yeah, and then we also, we get roped into this, pay later stuff. So now we got uh, afterpay or quad pay, whatever you want to call it, Affirm and all that stuff. And all that stuff will get you, wrapped up too. And that stuff is automatic payments, so you don't get to control that. So let's do this. So I'm looking at let's do coffee, okay? On average, the coffee is what, $4? We'll say that this person gets coffee 5 days a week. Okay. Oh man, hold on. Why did it do that? Okay. So we're looking at $20 a week, 4 weeks, $80 a month, 12 months. At $4 a day, let's say you get coffee every day, 5 days a week, $4 a cup for 12 months. That's $80 a month. That's $960 a year. So that's $1,000 right there that you're blowing.
That's almost
Now,
rent.
that's almost rent. So now let's look at, that's why I said it's a slow burn. It's only $4. Yeah, it's $4 over a year. You know what I'm saying? All right. So now let's look at how much is a Keurig? They got Keurigs for $90, $200. Here's a single cup Keurig for $60. How much are the K cups?
And we can put that up on the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to make sure that the people can see what we talking about.
All right. So look. 90. Hold on. Before we get to the K cups, fuck it, we already hit. My bad. We already hit 96 count on Amazon. 96 count. Okay. That's 96 coffees. 96 coffees. And the Keurig. Look at that. 92 bucks, 60 bucks, 200 bucks, 113 bucks. $100. But what I'm getting at is this is a way cheaper, a way more cost-effective way to have your coffee. And if you have to go to Dunkin', Dunkin' makes K cups. Here's a 60 pack for
Switch over the screen.
$44. Oh, my bad. There's a 60 pack of Dunkin' Donuts for $44. Here's a 96 pack of Starbucks for $77. So you can do that. You can get you the little $50 Keurig. It's just you. Get your little coffee cup, the thermos. Put it in your thermos. It keeps your coffee hot. Get your creamer and all that the way you like it. And now for $77, we'll just make that, we'll just say taxes and all that shipping, $80. And that Keurig was $60. That's only $140. So now $960 it would have cost you for the year, minus $140 it would take you to get your Keurig and to get the 96 pack. You saving $820 on your coffee. So man, we got to look at these investments in a way more intelligent way, man.
So to Midas with King in the front, let's go. To his point, we don't ever really look at the full scale of the things that we invest our time or invest our money into. What happens that a lot of times we do it, and again, it's slow burn concept. We do it, and we do it on such an incremental basis that we don't necessarily have a full understanding of what we're doing until you see the aftermath of it. Because again, it's like by the end of the month, man, where did that $400 or $500 go?
Mm-hmm.
But then you still repeat the same behaviors because you haven't been able to identify or track the root of the behaviors.